Hi there everybody, it's Caterina from Imagine Life Coaching, also known as the Gourmet Goddess. Today I'm really excited to have my first guest chef. Her name is Candace Newton, and we just met recently through a really good friend of mine, well, of hers too. So today I'm going to let her take the reins and just kind of show us one of her favorite recipes. She's an awesome woman, and we seem to be really connecting here today. So we're going to have a little clink of wine to start.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. All right. There we go. All right, so Candace, I'll leave it to you.
Oh great. Well, what I love about Caterina is that she's a Red Seal chef, and I learned how to cook on a one burner in a campground. So I have absolutely no experience cooking professionally, so I've asked her to coach me if I'm doing something that she thinks I could do more professionally.
All right.
So here I go. I'm going to cook this recipe that I created by accident, which is most of my cooking skills.
Excellent.
So I'm putting some butter in the pan. The pan is kind of warm, but not so hot that it's going to burn. And I'm adding a little bit of oil because I do not want to burn my prawns.
That's right.
And or my garlic. So a combination of, I tend to use grapeseed oil, but Caterina's informed me that sometimes
the grapeseed oil has a little bit of GMO in it, so you just want to be aware of that and just check out which grapeseed oils are going to work for you.
So I have this nice big fat pan. I like a big pan because I spill. I'm a professional spiller.
I am too.
Now I also grate my garlic because the garlic squeezy things, don't even ask me. I do damage when I do them, but at least this will get me all my garlic grated basically. And I like to use a lot of garlic, so I have 2 or 3 cloves here. I don't know where I came up with this recipe. Do you make a lot of recipes just from scratch, or these things?
Everything.
Yeah. Out of your own head?
Yes.
Oh. Did you ever steal recipes from places you worked?
Not so much. I've maybe got a couple that I've refined for my own purposes.
Yeah. But you shouldn't admit that on camera anyway.
Okay, whatever.
It's not something we should tell. So I'm gonna.
Oh, it smells good in here already. Wow.
That's the garlic and butter,
man.
eh?
Yeah.
So good. And then the wine that we're tasting makes the garlic smell better. Do you think so?
It's gonna be way too much fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So here we go. And I want to thank you for letting me be your first guest, because that is like amazing.
It is fun.
Especially when I'm not a professional chef.
It doesn't matter. I think of you as a chef. So what Candace does is I got to be friends with her on Facebook, and what she does is she puts out all these gorgeous pictures of food that she's getting ready and that sort of thing. And I thought, wow, I just got to have her over here and do this. And actually there's a friend of mine, one of my clients in Texas, who's always putting these beautiful Texan, Mexican type recipes out there. And I got to tell you, if she were living here, she'd be on this show as well.
Oh,
so, yeah.
So I chose some prawns from a local fishmonger who's it's actually a woman who owns a fish store, and it's in Langley, and it's called One Fish, Two Fish, if anybody wants to go there. And I chose them because Caterina is sensitive to additives.
Yes.
And I think, and probably if you can choose healthy, it's better.
That's right.
So I've got my garlic a little bit brown. What do you think?
That's a little bit brown.
I don't want to get it to burn.
I would just dump all that in there now.
Just dump
Yeah.
it in.
There you go.
Okay. And then I'm just going to cook them so that they're almost done,
Exactly.
because I don't want to burn them.
Right.
And I like my garlic a little bit toasty. Is that allowed?
Yeah, that's
In
absolutely
the real
allowed.
professional kitchens?
In any kitchen.
I don't know. I just fake my way through this, and then my husband is my guinea pig.
Awesome.
So
Looks gorgeous.
I'm going to turn them up just a little bit
Yep.
more. And so I chose these ones because they're wild, chemical-free prawns from Mexico. And I love the fact that a woman owns the fishmonger, like the fish shop.
Yeah, I love to support local businesses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's right in Langley, and it was just like 2 minutes away, so that's awesome.
Awesome.
Now these
Look at
prawns, now some of them turn really pink and some of them are white. Why is that?
I have no idea.
Oh, good. That's great. You know what? Maybe if I have a little more wine, I'll figure out why they do that.
Cheers. And as all of you know, I don't drink, but this is a nice sulfite-free wine, so I get to have a little bit of.
Oh, so now I'm turning you into an alcoholic, which is always really great. I love to cook by myself at home with a glass of wine. and music in the background, and I find cooking very therapeutic. What about you?
It is for me. I love, with my work, as I've said before to all you guys, I love doing the relationship work, the Reiki work, and for me it's about feeding the mind, body, and soul. And so it's like everything put together.
So I've got them almost cooked, but not 100% because I don't want them to tough. And so you notice I have to lift the pan with my left hand because I had a car accident in May and I haven't regained 100% of my strength on my right side. So I tend to drop things.
Yeah.
They're too heavy. So I'm going to set these aside, and now the magic happens.
Okay.
Because
Magic
I'm
is
going
good.
to heat the pan up high.
Yep.
I want to add more butter because it's disgustingly good.
And so nutritious and delicious.
You know what? Cows create healthy food.
Okay.
And cows make butter, sort of, from their
That's
cream.
right.
So I'm going to add this extra little bit of butter to just grab those garlic bits.
You bet.
Then I'm going to pour in my secret recipe.
Yes.
Now, I did this one day by accident. Somebody gave me a bottle of champagne, and I'm not a champagne lover.
Right.
And it was a very expensive bottle of champagne, and I didn't want to waste it.
Okay.
So I came up with this idea, and I dumped the champagne into the pan,
Okay.
deglazed it, and it turned out to be an amazingly good recipe.
Excellent.
Whoa. The pan is empty, so I'll grab a little bit of it, and then I have to support it with my left hand in order to finish it. So I'm going to deglaze my pan with this sparkling apple juice.
Nice.
And I like this because it adds a little bit of sweetness
Very nice.
to the food. And then I'm going to add some chicken broth. I don't know how much because my brain doesn't calculate amounts.
That's
So
fine.
if anybody wanted this recipe, too bad.
Watch the video and you'll be able to figure it out. That's probably about a half a cup to 3/4 of a cup right there.
Okay. And then this is organic chicken broth. And while it's okay, I need to add extra flavor. So I chose these organic chicken cubes.
Wonderful.
If you want to taste it, you can just see that they're... This one doesn't have as much
that's
salt.
very nice.
It's
Wow.
nice though, isn't it?
Very nice, yeah.
So just crumble that up and let that boil. I'm actually going to put the whole thing in. It's almost got you can
like
tell
it.
a little bit of turmeric or something
Yeah,
in
it's
there,
very
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to add in my Himalayan salt, which I love.
That's all I use.
Is it? Yeah, and isn't it funny because I brought my salt shaker and you already had yours filled with Himalayan
Yeah.
salt. So, sisters,
Absolutely.
sisters in food. So,
Sisters in sea salt.
and then some pepper, fresh ground black pepper, just to taste.
Yep. It's looking awesome.
And then I'm going to stir it up, and I'm going to give you a spoon, and then together we're going to figure out when we think it's seasoned properly.
Okay.
I like to boil it down. I think the sugar in the apple juice
Yes.
thickens the
Absolutely does.
sauce.
Looks fantastic. Smells fantastic in here, you guys.
Changing arms because again the right
want me to-
side is. No, I'm learning.
doing great.
I keep making myself use this arm as much as I can. My therapist tell me, Candace, we're proud of you.
Awesome.
You've done so well.
Good.
So
All
let's
right.
taste and see if it needs any seasoning.
Oh, that's really great.
Mmm.
Very good. Good job.
Mmm. I don't think it needs anything.
No.
And it's got the right amount of salt. And it's got, so can you describe that flavor? I don't know how to describe it.
It's got kind of a sweet, nutty flavor is what it's got, really. And with the juice, the apple cider blend, and those chicken bouillon cubes, I think you've really hit it right on. It's really great.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Oh.
with the garlic, just the way you did it, it's perfect.
Well, and would you tell me if it was a really lousy dish anyways?
Yeah.
Would you?
Of course I would.
love honesty. Because I wouldn't want to go around telling everybody that a Red Seal chef said that I have right flavors and then find out like it was fake.
No, it's very, very good.
Oh, you
I really
okay.
love it. Yeah.
So I'm going to let it actually boil down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because we're going to add the other really healthy portion, which is whipping cream, liquid in its liquid form, because it does thicken it and it makes this divinely heavenly sauce that's just so good.
It's like angels singing hallelujah.
Yeah. So now I'm not going to turn the heat down because I really want this to continue boiling.
Okay.
So I'm going to slowly pour this in.
Yes. Very nice.
And I actually put more than what you think in here. And I actually boil it a little bit longer maybe than most people would. I like a thicker sauce.
Yes. Yeah.
So before I overdo it,
And you can see the turmeric in there because it is a little bit yellow, so absolutely wonderful.
and then I'm going to put in my favorite
My favorite one of my
herb in all the
favorites, too.
world, which is tarragon.
And dried tarragon is way more flavorful and sweet in a different way than the fresh tarragon is. And it also depends on what kind of tarragon you're using. But dried tarragon just has that extra punch that the fresh doesn't have.
Sometimes I find that once I put the cream in, it needs a little bit more salt.
Right. Okay.
Do you find that?
It depends. I always test it, as you will too.
Okay, so I'm going to test it again.
Yeah.
Do you need
have
another
a fresh
spoon?
spoon?
Here.
Yeah, that's great.
Lots of spoons. Notice we're not double dipping.
Oh no, that's really coming together. Oh my.
Oh, isn't that good?
That's outstanding. A lot of people would replace the apple cider with maybe orange juice because when you're using tarragon, orange juice loves tarragon. This is a really great combination though. I haven't tried apple with tarragon before. This is awesome.
Do you like it?
I really love it a lot.
Thank you. That makes me feel
That's
good.
great.
And then we thought about some lower fat versions.
Yeah.
So I thought of this coconut milk. It's organic coconut milk, so it will completely change the flavor.
Absolutely.
Because it is coconut. But tell me how it would be different than the cream.
Well, I think the cream obviously is higher in calories and it's obviously quite a bit thicker once you sort of, let it boil down.
We're basically finished. I've turned the heat down. I'm going to add the prawns back into the sauce.
Perfect. Look at that, you guys. Doesn't that just make you smile? Oh my gosh. Beautiful. You might want to add a little bit of butter just because you want to thicken it up a little bit more.
Yes, because there's not enough fat in there yet.
No.
Let's add some more fat. Do you think it has the right amount of tarragon in it?
You might want to add a little bit more just for...
Now, I like the licoricey kind of smoky flavor of tarragon.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And that's why it goes so well with the apple and also with orange. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I've had tarragon orange chickens before, but I really like the apple.
I
and the tarragon.
actually like it better, I think.
I'm going to just turn the heat up and let it boil just for a minute more.
So you're reducing down the cream basically and the chicken stock and everything so that it just all marries together and just becomes this beautiful melody actually.
You know, I like a lot of color and things, so sometimes I would have added maybe some very thinly sliced colored peppers to bring color into it, but you've made an accompaniment.
I have. So what I did was I just put together some pasta with some fresh tomatoes, onion, and some parsley, and a little bit of salt and pepper. And really that's it. That's what we're gonna, and a tiny bit of butter. And so we're just gonna put that on the plate with the prawns and it will be absolutely delicious together.
Oh, and that didn't take very long at all.
No, it never does.
Oh, and it looks so good.
It really does. Look, see, it's thickening up nicely now.
Oh, it just becomes like when you hold a pan, you can just see the thickness of the
Beautiful.
sauce.
There you go.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And so
sure
simple.
is. It is.
And that's what happens when you buy me a bottle of champagne and I don't know what to do with it.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. So we're gonna plate this, and yeah, it looks really good. I should talk about the relationship question of the day. And I really hadn't decided because there have been so many relationship questions this week. For me, it's just been really interesting. One of the things that I wanted to talk to you about was age difference. I have a few clients, actually 3 of them, that have major age differences in their relationships. And they always wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's whatever works for the 2 of you. So whatever works for the 2 of you is what's important. And what anybody else out there thinks about it isn't important. It's whether you love each other or not. All right, so that's my relationship tip of the day. So we've got the pasta, and I'm just gonna put this on the plate, put it in the middle of the plate. It's beautiful, really pretty.
It's very colorful.
And then we're just gonna have Candace put on her shrimp.
And do you want me to lay it on top? Because sometimes I would lay it like on the
Lay it
side.
on however you like. Side is good. Yeah, that looks
that
perfect.
way, if you want to have the prawn and the flavors from
Absolutely.
the fresh pasta, you want them to be able to. Let's see. Shall we do a Jimmy size portion?
Sure,
Not
what's
a
that?
size portion. And then I'm gonna pour some of this sauce
Absolutely.
over because it's just so deadly good.
There, wow, that looks awesome.
Let's pick that off
So there you go. This is it. Candace and Cat. We've
Candace
done
and
it.
Cat, meow.
This is my first experience in having somebody as a guest in my kitchen, and I absolutely have really been thrilled to have
Oh,
you.
thank you.
So awesome. Thank you. All right, you guys. We'll see you next time. Lots of love.
Ladies, and maybe gentlemen,
Absolutely.
because we are not gender biased at all. And men, I think men can cook. I think there's the odd male chef out there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably well known that could do something. But Caterina is a coach, a Reiki coach, a relationship coach.
That's right.
And she's like this Red Seal chef. So if you want Caterina to come and cook either for you, maybe in your house, or come over to her house and cook, then you send her your favorite recipe and she will cook with you in her kitchen.
That is right. You bet.
And if you're like me and just sort of like a lay person who's just sort of figured stuff out, she'll even teach you things that maybe you needed to know.
That's right.
Like I found out that I could almost peel a prawn effectively, but then she added a little bit of help in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
please contact her and let's have some fun with each other and share ideas and
That's
recipes.
right. Fun ideas. Also, don't forget about the relationship coaching and the Reiki practice, cooking, feeding your mind, body, and soul.